Hello, everybody. Welcome to Awaken Positive Power. Hello, Darcy. This is where myself, Jemima Godsall, and my beautiful co-host, Darcy Marta, is here to bring topics surrounding mental health. I'm also an ambassador for Theraexpressions Meditation in Casper, Wyoming, where there too mental health matters. Just before we get started, there is a disclaimer down below. Please read it. But also, more importantly, there are some help numbers. In America, the national new number, which is fantastic, is 988, easy to remember. It is where if you feel like you're alone and have no one to talk to, you can reach out. Or if you know of someone who is troubled and not sure how to deal with it, you too can reach out as well. Just remembering, guys, as we're bringing these conversations, you are never alone. It's so important. We've got to hear that. And so this week, yeah, as I said, we bring topics every week. This week we have one, it's a bit loaded, but we're trying to compact it like Darcy and I do. I was asking what the boundaries are for someone who's healing. Like I've just started being a breathwork practitioner, but we can also use this within friends and family when someone's asking for healing or asking for advice. What are the boundaries where you remain, where the one who's there for help, kind of, I don't want to be rude about it, but kind of plays victim to it and doesn't take responsibility and expects you to have the answer. Now that probably sounds very harsh, but I'm sure we all relate. There's always someone out there that you can kind of relate to that. But what do you say, Das, to like, as a professional point of view, excuse me, because I know you're a hypnotherapist as well. The boundaries there when it's like they can kind of get aggressive with like, well, why aren't you helping me? Where's the rescue? This isn't working. But you can see that it's not working because there's a barrier there of owning their own stuff. Right. So they'll never heal. I mean, no matter what. And I'm sure we all know that with friends, families, lovers, and with professionals. So I'm a little stumped. I just want some feedback. Yeah. What's your, especially with your experience, Das?
Well, one of the things you want to do is you have to set it up from the very beginning. You tell people, this is what I do, this is what I am. So what I tell people is I say, I am a hypnotherapist. I'm not a licensed psychologist. I'm not a doctor. I don't prescribe medications. I do prescribe meditation. And I do give people recordings of our sessions. But one of the things I tell people is I will help facilitate you to your own healing. But the magic word for everybody is practice. Mm-hmm. So I tell people right away, I'm going to facilitate you to find the healer within you. We all have a healer within ourselves. It's whether or not we're going to access it. I also tell people there is no magic pill. You can't just take a pill and then expect yourself to drop your weight or to change your relationships or to have your illness go away. What you can do is look at your lifestyle, look at your behavior, and change your behavior. You can change certain things. And that only happens through practice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I really set my boundaries by saying, here is our session. It's a 2-hour session, and I'll send you the recordings. And then I can allow people to email me if they have questions or observations or etc. And if they want to set up another session, I'll do that with them.
But what if you know they've done, like you've given them homework and you know they haven't done it, right, and they come to you because of their issue, but they're blinded to it, and you see this blindness, you see that you see the issue, but then you can't say, hey, this is what's happening, try and make them discover it themselves.
Well, you can.
Okay, well, how do you do that?
On a certain level. So, yeah. I mean, this is what happens because I give people recordings. They think in the one session, the hypnosis session, that it's all going to be better.
Or they don't listen to it. They don't do the homework. And they come back from working.
Right. That's like exactly right. So that's why I usually say I don't like to do one session. I do 3 sessions. I do a 3-session package because I don't like to do one session. I'll do it. They might feel great for a little bit and then they don't continue with the homework, or the practice. And so then they say, well, I tried hypnosis, but it didn't work, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
even stopping smoking, it's 2 sessions. It's a 2-session thing. Most everything I do in a 3-session package. I am going to do one person coming up for one session because they're talking about dreams and dream life. So we're going to work on dreaming and how to deal with dreaming and etc. So I'll do that as one session. I don't know if they'll need more sessions. I'll see when we talk. But most everything, it's the magic 3 sessions. And so if they come back the second session and I'll say, how is the recordings? Are you listening? And they say no, then I'll say, okay, we can do this second session, but it's not going to have the impact because you haven't been listening to the first session. So we can do it. But this is done. Now this is your homework, is you've got to go back and listen to the first one for a week, every other day, every 2 days, go listen to it and practice whatever homework I gave them. And then start listening to the second session. And then I'll book their third one out a little bit longer.
But what if they still don't do it? Like, and they're still coming to you going, and I paid you this money, that this why isn't working, and you be as gentle and as professional as possible by saying, well, you're not doing the homework. This does take effort on your practice. Right. It just isn't magic pill, as you said. I wouldn't say that, but as you said, and they still are pointing the finger or like wanting.
You're going to get those people. I mean,
and how do you deal with that? Do you say, I'm just not the person for you?
Yeah, you can do that. Okay. I can't take every client that comes to me. I mean, if somebody's really like, I need more, I might, suggest them to somebody else.
Right.
I might do that. If I've asked them on the second session, did you listen to the recording? Or if I ask them on the third session out of the second one, go, and they didn't listen to it. I mean, I've also canceled the session and said, let's reschedule in 2 weeks for after you've practiced.
Okay. And how was that received?
Well, they'll get, I call these people naysayers.
Yeah.
They're naysayers where they are very much, what's the word I want? Wedded, or their identity is wrapped up in their suffering.
Yeah.
And I will bust them on that too. I will say to them, you are identifying as with this illness as your identity, and it's not. It's just something superimposed over you. And a lot of times we freak out because we think, who will we be without our suffering?
Yeah.
If you take away my suffering, then who am I? Am I? So you'll have to ask them, are you ready? Are you ready to?
That's a good one. Yeah. Are you ready? Are you really ready to
make some changes?
Being here, why you I mean, to a point they are, because they'll ask, there's a step forward, but there's still that victim mentality of like, yes, I am damaged. Victim as in it's everyone else's fault, or everyone else has to help me, rather than, yes. Or maybe I just don't know how to, but
I have a client just like that who she had to have surgery, and she wanted to do the hypnosis for her surgery, and that's a surgery I can do one off. A hypnosis I can do just one. Generally I like to do 2 for surgery, but I can do just 1 for surgery, and the person's gonna be great. And she came on a recommendation from somebody who had an amazing experience, fantastic time with the hypnosis, amazing, simple, great going surgery. She was great. In fact, her healing was even accelerated. And then she said, she had knee surgery. And then she goes, I got to do the other knee in a couple months. I'm coming back. I'm like, fantastic. And she said, not only did she heal up fast, she went on vacation, all this stuff.
Oh, cool.
So she came back for her second one, and she's like, that's incredible. And so she's doing great. So she recommended this other person. So the person totally identifies with being, it's called the secondary gain. What's the secondary gain of being a victim or being ill? is the the negative attention that you're getting from people. People can't leave you alone. You need to have them there. They're there for you all the time. They listen to you and they give you pity
I
or
do it
whatever.
for you. Yeah.
And some people are not even aware that they're doing a
Right.
secondary gain, that
Right.
they're victimhood. So this lady, I did her session. She actually told me it was too long. I do it like I give you 55-minute trances. It's too long. I can't listen to the whole thing. I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" She stays at home in her chair all day. She can't listen to it. And I said, "Well, I think you have time to listen to it though." So then I tried to accommodate her, which I'll never do again, and broke her second session up into two pieces,
Okay.
like 2 30
Okay.
minutes. I don't think that that's as effective for her
Yeah.
situation. I mean, I will do that for some people and make a 15-minute hypnosis so they can go listen to it at work or at school. But for her, I got to go back and rebuild it for her. But that's what she wants. She wants somebody to come back and
Right.
rebuild
Right.
it. She's lonely. She's alone. She's using the therapy as her go-to to get somebody to be with her.
Right.
And I understand we're so alone. But I have to set a boundary about when I can talk to her, and I remind her we're a partnership.
Yeah.
We got to practice this together. You
Yeah.
have to practice when I'm not there. And then when I see you, it's going to work that much better. We're a partnership.
And can I ask you what you would do if it's that I've paid you this, I paid you this, all about becomes about the money? Would you offer their money back?
Yeah.
Or is that okay?
Yeah,
Just like
I've done that before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The
Okay.
lady didn't have the result she wanted, which was not the right result. But I'm like, I think that you really need to rethink what you're asking here.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, of course, the therapist can see what really is going on, but to keep the peace and to keep the client at bay and just let it go.
I just refunded her and said, maybe if you should go find somebody that you think is better suited to your situation.
Right.
And,
Interesting.
yeah. But I'll tell you, setting up your boundaries ahead of time.
Yeah.
And also, some people also sign a waiver.
Contract or a waiver. Yeah.
Contract, and you put it in there. I'm not a psychological therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't administer.
Yeah.
I don't prescribe drugs or vitamins, etc. This is what I do.
That's an important one, I think, as a professional. But on the flip side, how do we do that with family and friends?
Well, that's
a whole different story. Can't get their money back. I can't give your money back to them, or maybe we can, but it's just.
Well, you know what, and I'll tell you, and this is a big discussion I've had with other hypnotherapists, is it rarely works on family. For you to work with your own family, because you have a different relationship. Like I'm the youngest girl in a family of 4 girls, so my older sisters don't listen to anything I say.
Yeah. Right.
Well, one of them does sometimes, but I'm the youngest, and forever in their head I am the youngest, and they get very dismissive.
Right.
And so, whereas for my mother, towards the end of her life, I could do breathing hypnosis for her, and I could teach that to my other sister to help her when she was finally letting go and leaving this earth and dying.
Yeah.
We could do the deep breathing with her, and she did great with that. That was pretty wonderful. And so I let my other sister do that with her. In
terms of the boundaries in, when they're saying, just say one of your, who will I use? My cousin. Okay, just my cousin, for example, or just a family relative, someone close. Says, I know you're a breath worker and you can help me do this, so let's do a session. And I said, well, it's not really good if family does this, but I'll give you one because we'll just see what happens, and then I can maybe give you one. If it gels with you, I can give you recommend you to another person. But then they get triggered, and then they blame you for the trigger and expect you to rescue them from that trigger. So it's all black, and
No.
you can see the whole pattern. It's triggered. It's fantastic. They finally triggered. They could see, but they fall into their pattern of behavior of blame, victim. It's all you. It's save me.
Right.
And
And that's the other thing you always, that's why you have to start out saying, this is a partnership.
even with your family. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am not doing this to you.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I am
We'll have to go.
facilitating the healer within you. We all have a
Okay.
healer within us. I'm facilitating to bring that healer within you forward. You got to say that at the beginning.
Okay. That's a good one.
And then if they are triggered and it's bigger than what you can handle, you can tell them that. Say, this is really deep. You might want to consider therapy, or you can go maybe to hypnotherapy, or whatever you want to say. You can go to other people. You can also say and remind them, remember, I told you I was not a therapist. This is the work that I do. You have to participate by practicing. You have to keep reminding them. And if you
it's so much harder too, though, with family, because you want to go, get with it, dude. Like, come on, get over it. Like, I see you, I know you, and you're gonna and to put that calm. I mean, it's hard enough, I think, with clients, with people we don't know, let alone family, to sometimes put that calm hat on, going, and when you can see everything, going, I see this is your trigger. It's just got to be nice and gentle and kind. But damn, with family, it's like you want to just yell back, go, don't blame me for that. You're the one who asked for help. It's like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Then you trip into relationships.
Into the relationship. It triggers us.
And it triggers it. You can also remember that everything that happens is positive, and you need to tell this to your client. Wow, you were triggered. Wow, that's amazing. That's fantastic. That is the first step to healing. If you were triggered that big and you're having that much exposed and come out, well, let's let it keep coming out. Let's do the work. Awesome. Let's continue. Wow. I mean, that was shoved in for years, and now look at what's all coming out of you. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's like having a boil come up on your face, and then you're letting it go. Oh, we got to keep. That's exactly
it. Yeah.
So, it's everything that happens is positive.
Embrace it with love. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it all is good, because that means that you're the trigger is releasing.
Shift, yeah.
And that person, and you say, go through the fear. If you want professional psychology, then you should get a therapist to help you through it. I mean, there's those therapy sites. They can find one for inexpensive now, and say, now you got to work through the process. Now it's the process, and always feel free to recommend to others if you feel that you have somebody who's more than you can handle.
Of course. Right. Okay, that's great. That's great. What great pointers for everyone, especially the family one. And I think the main thing that I got there was everything is positive. Like, if you got triggered, that's freaking awesome, because it's bursting. As you said, I won't use the boil issue, but it's like bursting the bubble. Makes me feel sick. Bursting the bubble. Anyway, this is G-rated. It burst the bubble, and it is a fantastic thing, isn't it? Like, I've never really thought of that being embraced with love and positivity, because it hurts, and that's great. Like, woohoo, let's go. This is the first step to healing. Yeah, that's awesome.
Not being buried. So it's just understanding how to empower the person that comes to see you.
Right. Okay.
Hey, you might feel fragile for a couple of days, and when you go feel fragile for a couple of days, honor it. Stay quiet. Don't do too much.
Oh, I have a good question. Can you, with that example, can you use yourself as an example, which as a professional, not with your family and friends? You can say, so when I was recovering from drugs, this is what happened. I was really vulnerable. So you can. It's not like, okay, cool.
And then you also preface that with, we're all different. We all process differently. But this is what happened with me.
Okay.
This is what I dealt with. Like, I was just talking to this client today, and she had she's going through something that I went through similarly years before. Yeah. So I said, well, this was my experience with that. I mean, yours is a little different, of course. but this is what I experienced, and this is how I learned that. So yeah, you can use, I use myself as an
Mm,
example for my clients a lot,
that's
you know,
great.
because that, you know, that shows everybody that we're not perfect. You
Exactly.
know, I've healed, I will heal you. Not at all. I will not heal you, but I will get you to help you heal yourself.
And it
There's
is
no,
possible if you look at me. Like if you look at whoever, like if I've been through it, you know that it is possible to come through it, to come out of it.
yes, exactly. You know,
Cool.
I've been there, and now I'm a, you know, healthy person who's continuing my
Yeah.
practice to
Always.
continue my healing,
Always.
because I can't just sit back and go, that's over.
Yep. No, never. No, because once you get
That would
healed,
be like peachy
yeah,
keen.
no, never. Once you've healed that level, then the next level comes in. You go, ah, shoot. So, yeah, you think it's going to be peachy, and it's like, damn, I've got this next level, and then you get
Another
greater,
level,
yeah,
another
never
level.
level, and then healed. But that's a deeper and deeper healing into getting to become your best self. Oh,
It
sorry,
is,
excuse me. It's very exciting.
you know, it's just like the layers of the onion. Isn't that what they
Yeah,
say? You peel back a layer, there's another
yeah,
layer peeled, and you got to have all your tears come while you're peeling
too
back your
true,
layers of your onion.
too
So
true.
you just keep
Then you
peeling
get
back.
a really good meal.
Then you
Oh,
feel
yeah,
really good.
people. Hey,
But
Darcy.
yeah, if they feel,
Yeah,
you know, if they feel vulnerable, you know, tell them that's a possibility. You may feel vulnerable because now
yeah,
you're going to process in a whole new way,
yeah,
a whole new level. And you know, feel free to email me, but take some time with it. Be,
yeah.
give yourself quiet time, give yourself
Be gentle.
processing time,
Yeah,
you know, and practice. The lovely thing about the word practice is that you don't have to be perfect or
yeah,
even know what you're doing, because
yeah.
you're
Practice. Yeah.
practicing, right?
Gives that space for mistakes and hiccups and days off and days forgotten, and it gives that space where you just go, okay, well, I'm just pick up the next day, rather than, oh, it's the end, I fucked up, it's the end. It's like, no, 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 you know, it's like, just keep going, keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Das. That was a loaded topic, but I think we sort of chunked it in pretty well in a matter of time. There's some good points for both personal and professionals out there, like embrace. I think the main thing, main thing I got was really embrace that everything's positive. Every negative trigger is a positive step into healing.
That's
Everything
right.
he embraces love and positivity, and that's like, it's like when you're going, it's beautiful you got that trigger. I was getting excited that I was like burst my bubble, about to cry. I'm like, oh, like, okay, I'll work with that, you know, rather than going, like, rather than feeling. And also the therapist gets excited too, because they can shift their energy from seeing it is a possibility of moving forward.
Well,
So thank you.
remember you and I when you were first working, and you would go, why is this so hard? This is so
Yeah,
difficult. And I'm like, this is great. This is good.
yeah,
Keep going. This means that you're releasing, you're letting go of so much stuff. This is
yeah.
good. And who said that would be easy? I don't know.
I know, true, true, eh? I don't know. Where'd the book come? Where'd that book come from anyway? Like, who made that one up? That's my love, as we usually do. Would you end with the card? Did any card pop out? I see you shuffling there. Would
It
you?
hasn't. What kind of
Oh,
question
interesting.
would you like to ask?
I think for the collective, I don't know, just whatever pops out, like just a positive, energetic card for us, or a guiding, energetic card for us, because it may not be positive.
We would like a positive. Okay, here we go.
Oh, beautiful. That was easy. What is it?
Passion ignited.
Oh my God. Okay, I love it already. What cards are you using, by the way, Das?
I am using John Holland's
Oh, beautiful.
Psychic Tarot deck.
Love them.
So we number one.
Number one, and it's the new year, guys. If you're watching this live, this is our first time after the new year, so happy new year. And also, this is the first number one for the new year. How ironic. Cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make it up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like Dyson and sitting there and go, oh, I'm like, we don't plan before and go, pick out number one. It's going to be great. This is totally the universe with us, the
That's
angels.
really going to make sense with what we're talking about. The other thing is we don't ever know what we're talking
We don't
about.
know what we're talking about. It's like we say a topic and then we go, let's just go with it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all divine. Excuse me, sorry, I have a tickle in my throat today.
Okay. Yeah, I do too. It's all the rain. It's
Oh,
all
where you are.
the wind. Oh, the rain and the wind. Thank God it's not cold. Okay. So we're pretty good with that one. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Passion ignited.
Perfect.
The
Love
first
it.
of, he calls it the spirit cards. It signifies that this is the time to let your soul soar.
Beautiful.
New beginnings, ideas, revelations, and exciting adventures await you in your personal or business life. Creative endeavors, enthusiasm. That's been my word today all morning with my other client too. Enthusiasm, positive energy, and a renewed spiritual strength are at an all-time high. The powerful force of spirit is flowing through you, and with it comes a new sense of purpose. Be all that you can be, reach inside and tap into that force. Use it to move forward and set up a strong foundation for the future. Other people may feel your excitement. Isn't that what you were talking about?
Yep.
And joy and begin to benefit from the spark of life that's emanating from you. They'll wonder, what's your secret? And your energy could even ignite their own spiritual journey. Follow your intuition, but know that this is your time to spread your wings and fly. Now, Mercury is in retrograde. All these planets are going haywire. So we're still doing the internal work, but this is where we're headed with all that.
Beginning is coming. The beginning is coming.
Practice.
Love it. Perfect. How wonderful is that? And it's number one for the first for the new year. Every time you pull a card, I just think this is profound. Like it's a profound connection between the spirit listening to us and our conversation. Anyway, I love it. Don't you, people? Okay, Darcy, thank you again, my love. You're amazing. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, my loves, and we shall see you next week. And in the meantime, peace out. Take care. Bye, Darcy. Thank you.
Bye.